This podcast is sponsored by CHT Orthodontics. When I was 15 years old, a boy I was crushing on told me his big brother thought I was cute. My awkward self was overjoyed. I thought, finally, someone thinks I'm cute. His brother's exact words were, "Your little friend with the buck teeth sure is cute." The only two words I heard in that statement were buck and teeth, and in an instant, my heart sank. But not to worry, after 9 full teeth and a couple of years of braces, bands, and headgear, my self-esteem was reinstated. Those braces changed my life and turned my biggest insecurity into my greatest asset. I've smiled with confidence ever since. This is why I am so excited about our sponsor, CHT Orthodontics, located right here in downtown Hinsdale, Illinois, where their mission is to help their patients to achieve their own dream smiles. From braces tailored for children and adolescents to Invisalign solutions for adults and teenagers, CHT's goal is to make the journey easy and fun and ultimately help their patients obtain the confidence and happiness that comes with a beautiful smile. CHT's friendly team provides a welcoming environment that makes you feel right at home. You'll love it there. Dr. Carey and Dr. Ummi pride themselves on being the top choice for braces and Invisalign in the western suburbs. Personally, CHT is my family's top choice for braces for both of my kids. The staff is warm, the office is hip, and my kids are just months away from achieving the smile of their own dreams. Go to www.chtortho.com and schedule your appointment today. Stay cozy and smile.
Hello and welcome to our podcast, Cozy Conversations with the Sister Project. I'm Lauren and I'm Michelle, and we're so excited you stopped by for a visit. Come on in. Yeah, make yourself at home. We're two Midwestern sisters who love a good old-fashioned conversation and enjoy sharing our life experiences with one another and you. Consider this your one-stop shop for cozy, mindful well-being, along with some entertainment and lots of wheezy laughing. Oh, you bet there'll be a lot of that going around. Our goal is to live our coziest life and inspire you to do the same, because the truth is, we think it's good for your mind and your body. Thank you so much for tuning in. Now, let's get cozy. Well, hi there, and welcome to yet another episode of Cozy Conversations with the Sister Project. It's me, Lauren, joined by my co-host, Michelle.
Yep. Lil Belinda.
You guys, we have a special guest here today. If you are tuning in your ears, please know Michelle is wearing a wig. And if you're watching us on YouTube, you can see who our guest is today. It's Michelle's alter ego. Years ago.
Really, just elevated, feeling good, feeling different, feeling confident. I have
seen Michelle look her best many, many, many times. I've never seen Michelle feel as though she looks her best and feels her best than when she has her Lil Belinda wig on. So welcome, LB. Yes.
Thank you. You know what? I have to say something. There's two things, like in the recent couple of days, I'm just noticing something. It's funny. You know, yesterday we did a photo shoot with our friend Chrissy Joseph, and we were wearing
sheets. We were ghosts.
Favorite photo shoot I've ever done. Okay. You want to know why?
Because underneath that, good at it.
Yep. Underneath that sheet, you couldn't see me. And that is just the way I like it. And this wig right here, I mean, fix my hair, never again. Just pop one of these on, call it a day.
Listen, Michelle, I was tending to Luna a couple times during the photo shoot, and Michelle was playing the role of a ghost. And you are so good at being a creepy ghost. I mean, it takes my breath away. You guys, we're going to share this video soon on our Instagram. I was just blown away at how good you are, almost like miming.
It was so
well
fun.
Done.
It was so fun.
So fun.
Chrissy did a heck of a job with those photos.
Well, you guys, we love the spooky season. Yes. So we are here. It is October. Happy October. And it is the Burr month, but you know what that means. They are the cozy of them all. So whether you are living in Manhattan Beach, you know who you are, or here in the Midwest or elsewhere, get your cozy vibes on, because it's the time of the year to do so. Now, we have a great review. Thank you all, by the way, for the marvelous reviews. Keep them coming.
Keep them coming.
We are squirting all over them. Every morning when it comes in, I am doing a pumpkin spice latte squirt all over my computer. Okay. So please know, I know, it smells like cinnamon. So please know that your reviews are greatly appreciated. Michelle, I'm going to let you take this one away because in the spirit of being spooky, this one comes in by way of a real witch.
Yes. How exciting. Our first witch review.
That we know of.
That's correct. This witch's this witch's name is Witch Chris. And they say definitely cozy with 5 stars. Listen to you guys since Comfy Cozy Witch was interviewed and loving it.
Hocus pocus.
Always engaging and always laughing along with. Definitely binge worthy, especially during fall and winter. And please never stop singing Michelle. And I love a good Eddie too, Lauren.
Oh my God.
Well, I have to say this,
Witch Chris Eddie.
Vibing.
Just call me Eddie.
Our new show, Lil Belinda and Eddie, live.
Michelle wears her wig and Lauren chomps on edibles. I mean, that would be a great show. We can always, pivot a little bit. Which, Chris, thank you so much. You guys, it's so easy to leave a review. Hop on Apple Podcasts, scroll, search our Cozy Conversations with the Sister Project, and it says right there, write a review. And write it. We are so grateful. Which, Chris, good karma coming your way. We are so appreciative towards you and your witchy frickin' ways. And nice shout out to Comfy Cozy Witch. That's a great podcast. Tune in, you guys. All right. We have a full loaded episode to get to you guys. Remember, everything we talk about is linked in our show notes, and we also send it out in our weekly newsletter. I'm going to link it. If you are not signed up for our weekly newsletter yet, this is just another way for you to get more about what we're doing, shit we love. In any case, sign up for the freaking newsletter and stay cozy. Wow, Michelle, you look so okay.
So good.
So good. Okay,
I feel
you guys.
so good. I feel so good.
All right. I think we have to describe for those who can't see you that Michelle has a new hairdo today.
Hang on a second. Michelle's not here.
Oh, sorry.
Lil Belinda.
Lil Belinda. So
Lil
Belinda. Is it Belinda or Little Belinda?
It's not little.
It's actually lit up.
No, it's Lil Linda. Like Lil Kim.
Right.
Lil Belinda.
But I thought when we were commissioning for names, someone came with Lit Up Linda.
Yeah, well, and it can go in that direction later, but we're recording very early, so I'm not lit up. I'm just Lil Belinda.
So it's
wig season.
It's Little Belinda.
Yep.
Or Little Linda.
Nope. Lil Belinda.
Lil Belinda. So
you got it.
Little Belinda. So Little Belinda is joining us today. I thought I'd surprise Michelle and kind of jump into the frame because I was over yonder doing something else. And when I came into the frame, Little Belinda surprised me.
Yep.
She is joining us today. Welcome. I'm LB.
Thank you. So glad to be here.
It is so good to see you. I've missed you. It's been almost a full year since the last time I saw you.
I know.
Michelle's alter ego, Little Belinda, is the result of a wig she bought, I don't know, COVID?
Probably. I think that's when
because
we
were all
busting it
sitting
out.
Outside during, which I hope this tradition just keeps going and going. Because so it's officially Halloween. So, or not Halloween. It is Halloween season, but it's officially October. So happy fucking October.
Happy October. Happy October. This is our month. This is
it. This is my birthday month. This is the month that I entered into the galaxy of this world. So that vortex is ripening. I could feel it.
And this is the month that Lil Belinda comes out for 31 straight days.
So what we're saying is that Michelle on Halloween, 2020, when we couldn't see when, oh my God, I don't even want to talk about COVID because Michelle, we were talking about COVID yesterday and you said something oh, she kind of lost it during COVID. I'm like, I thought you can get COVID from staring at people. I was so anxious.
Oh, I know. Listen,
for someone who suffers from health anxiety, not good.
No,
pandemics are not good.
And I agree. And I felt bad for you, and I also felt like a liar because I was sneaking hangouts with my friends on the porch,
and I would shame you.
And I would get judged and shamed, but I judged and shamed others too that were like out doing things. So we all laugh about our embarrassing behavior during COVID. My friends and I too, like I've apologized to a couple of friends a couple of times because I'm sorry.
I wouldn't let someone put their ice from their house in my cup. So I brought my own ice. That was really early on.
I suffered. You were definitely went goad. You definitely went to the more scared side.
I mean, good golly.
And that's okay. I mean, the whole world was scared. I mean, everybody was up in arms, maybe except for me. I was just walking around wondering what COVID felt like. And then sure as shit, I just got it 3 years later. Never tested for it, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
So let's go back to Lil Belinda. Lil Belinda has like almost kind of like a fluffy pixie cut. Like I've had this haircut before.
Like it's like a Linda Evangelista.
It kind of is. It is. So like 1990s, like hot mom, like has like an artistic like edge to you. You look good. You also, the thing that's really doing it for me. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, Lil Belinda. The thing that's doing it for me though, like really is the cut, but the color you have like, you've got honey highlights.
It's
and
my
I'm
dream
like taken
color.
aback by it.
I'm vibing with this. This is like I put this thing on and I feel different. Actually, no, I don't. I feel
like yourself.
More like myself.
I mean, listen, people wear wigs every single day for the reason because they feel good in their wig. So you have the option to like, what would your kids do if you like started wearing that around town, like during spring, summer?
Mia would be fine with it because she doesn't care, what people think and whatever. She'd be down with it. Will, on the other hand, would be like, he'd probably be like, you need to go inside, remove the wig and come out as your normal self. However, William was wearing this yesterday while he was baking cookies, which is why I have it on. And I have to tell you, when he put it on, he also appeared to have an elevated sense of self.
Yes.
I'm telling you.
So this is reminding me of what we do. Power of the wig. And this is what we did the past 2 years then for Halloween. We ask like our family members to we encourage them to maybe wear a wig to Michelle's Halloween shindig at her house. Because towards the end of the night, what we do is we start switching up wigs. We will try on each other's wigs, and then it becomes like then we're crying and laughing, crying.
Especially when my husband's wearing like an 8.5-inch mullet wig. Like our Uncle Ben couldn't look like a bigger piece of trash in that like business in the front, party in the back.
Uncle Ben. So our sister Andrea's husband, Uncle Ben with a wig on is unlike any other person with a wig on.
Because he also vibes with it. He gets into it.
He does vibe.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What a surprise to see you, LB. It is so good to finally be catching up again during our favorite month of the year. So thank you for joining us on Cozy Conversations. What have you been up to for the past year?
I've a lot of self-reflection.
Okay, tell us more.
Just thinking about some things. I'm considering getting back into prancer-sizing. It was something that I really enjoyed to do, and then it fell off because COVID came, and then we were walking like the leftovers in robes, and it was difficult to really get that Prancer-esque movement.
It's time to bring it back.
So yeah, I'm just going to start like kind of re-implementing some of my old ways into,
to who you are now,
into who I truly am and feel,
LB, I feel like you wear very decorative Christmas earrings. Do you use your ears? Because your hair is so short and coiffed.
Absolutely.
Okay. So I'm assuming you've got a really nice collection of holiday artisanal, handmade. Oh, baubles.
The bigger, the better, by the way, I say. The bigger, life-size Christmas tree earrings. We're not going small. Go bigger, go home. That's how
Go bigger, go bauble.
Go bigger, go bauble. That's how Lil Linda rolls. Okay.
Listen, LB, I was just at Target yesterday, and Bobble has their Target line called Sugar Fix.
Yes, cute.
And they have an earring that I almost bought for you, LB.
Oh.
And it's a little jazzy sweater that says Sweater weather.
Oh my God. Well, you know what we should do? We should each wear one like best friends.
I think we
like
should.
you wear one, I wear one, and then we wear something sweater weather. Because it is sweater weather, except it doesn't feel like sweater weather. In fact, I just saw a hilarious Instagram. Did you see is it Haters? Is that the Instagrammer that is hilarious that makes fun of influencers? He is hysterical.
Oh, that man, that guy.
Oh my God. It's Haters.
Where he was sweating.
Yes. Hayden Cohen. He's answering influencer questions. He's wanting to know how to transition. He's like, influencers, you guys have all called in. You're really struggling with how to transition from summer to fall. So I'm going to share some of my favorite outfits and sweater weather, options. And while he's doing this, he is literally getting a fan. He's sweating. He's melting because we are all melting.
Because it's global warming and fall we won't probably feel fall vibes until mid-October, which saddens me.
It does. And I really hope that when fall temps decide to come and make land the mainstay, I hope it is for a while. I want the leaves to be colored on the trees. I don't want there to be a big old windstorm to come and turn them in.
I hate that.
Such a bummer.
But I will tell you that I was walking through the park yesterday with Luna, and a gust of wind flew by, and leaves, it's like being in a magical frickin' fall land. Leaves just swirled around us and slowly drifted to
It's lovely.
ground.
I love it. The smell.
I like the smell of rotting leaves.
Same.
It's
nostalgic.
Leaves.
It's nostalgic.
It really, really is. You know what it reminds me of? When I was a kid, Mom would come home, and I don't know if they sell these anymore. Mom would come home with the plastic garbage bag looking pumpkins.
Oh yeah. And she'd fill them.
No, she didn't all the time.
We did.
The middle child did.
Oh yeah.
Lauren
Cinderella.
Well, I love to, because I was like, if I rake enough, I will turn this nothing of a bag into a gigantic pumpkin. And it was that smell of like that rotting leaves, and I can just remember it. And I made those pumpkin bags for
and I want to just flip the script on your perception of your experience as the middle child. We need to give some moms some props here, because instead of utilizing one of her children as like a slave labor to get some stuff done around the house, she saw a love in you. She also was like, this is what a good mom does. They notice, they're in tune to their kids' strengths and desires, and then they nurture that.
Wow,
and
Michelle.
that's what she was doing. She was nurturing your love for fall with the desire to feel Halloweeny and putting you to work and taking something off her list.
And I got to be honest with you, she probably didn't ask me to do it. I probably loved it so much, I did it.
Totally. You probably did, which is similar to the way I would plant her garden for every spring. She
just did it.
I was like, let me do this for you. I want to do this for you.
Well, you guys, speaking of on Instagram, I was doing for World FTD Awareness Week, I've been sharing some random fun memories of our mom, because, FTD is so devastating. It takes literally the soul of the person and leaves them with a vessel of a body. So I wanted to celebrate Mom, who she was before this terrible disease took over her body and her life. And then, so it's been really fun to kind of think back of the memories that I have on her. And I have to tell you I've got to ask you actually, rather, do you remember the excitement around Mom pulling out the Halloween box?
When you shared that story, I immediately was transported to that time in our experience.
Through, like the mound of laundry just to get to the little door that opens, where she did like army crawl to get the Halloween box, and she would pull it out, and we would like huddle around it.
I know. And then we go through it.
It was so fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think about her every year that I do that.
And I just want to say thank you for sharing those moments during that important week, because it's hard, like our mom, FTD, obviously didn't define our mom.
Exactly.
You know, that's
why.
not who she was.
That's why.
And so I appreciated that. And I was right there with you in like the joy of hearing. And people loved, it's so interesting to see like people like virtual like weird internet friends on the outside writing messages like, thank you so much for sharing that about your mom. She sounded so amazing. I wish I knew your mom. Like that.
I know.
And that for being like mothers, like
we are
those
motherless
of
mothers.
dead, our mom is dead. Like
Yes.
you have no idea how much that means to us to hear that. Like,
I know.
It's really heartwarming and sort of makes this month, which is so fun and I love it. But I feel like I think I'm cry the most in October
because
too.
It's her birth month as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I totally get it. And I think that you kind of hit the nail there because there is this aspect of a disease that kind of feels like it defined our mom and who she was and the end of her life, which the end of her life was super sad, but the ending, like the literal ending of it was a beautiful moment. We've shared it here before when she died, but there's just so much to her that I feel like I've wanted to talk about and share because, yeah, like you said, an illness doesn't define who she is. And she was fucking funny and fun.
And she
and
was, and she kept tradition alive. Like
she did.
She was so awesome about bringing that tradition and the nostalgia and those little things, because those are the things that we talk about. Those are the things that we remember. Those are the things that she did that made our childhood fun and memorable. Yeah.
Plus, those last several years of her being sick were so hard and so sad that you kind of have like to do a little digging and like get yourself emotionally back to a place pre-diagnosis and remember the really wonderful memories. It's not always easy, but it's fun to go there. I've learned that it's a lot of fun to go there and remember and think about and nurture the memories of like the really fun moments that we had together.
And it feels weird since we're talking about memories and remembering an AFTD World Awareness Week, which will have been last week, to not mention our friends at the Remember Me podcast, Rachel and Maria, they are doing the hard work. They really are talking about this. They're spreading awareness. They just came back from a 3-city tour, going to like boots on the ground, meet folks, talk about this, amplify
raise
awareness. And so like, we love these guys. We thank them for doing this in this way because it's a hard job. It's incredibly tough and we need them to do this. And so we thank them. So shout out to our friends.
Nice shout out. And thank you for thinking of our girls, Maria and Rachel. We love you. All right. Moving on. I wanted to show you, moving on from FTD dementia to lip gloss.
Oh, are we sharing things?
Let's share
sharing things.
Yeah. Because now that we're on YouTube, I feel like we should be showing some stuff. This is, you guys know I'm a ride or die with my nude lips. Like I rarely ever wear color. And so I go through the rounds of nudes. I have, Charlotte Tilbury.
Yep.
Kim K is a wonderful nude lipstick, but this is, I don't know how you pronounce it. If it's NYX, NYX, it's the NYX.
Yeah.
And it's their butter gloss.
Butter
gloss and fortune cookie. Now, it doesn't stick. It doesn't stand forever, but does it give a nice nude lip? And it's glossy.
Real nice. Real nice. I like that.
And it basically matches my skin tone, but
which I like.
That's what I'm trying to accomplish.
It looks really
Shout
good.
out to my best friend, one of my many best friends, Aussie best friend, Deanna Roca, who, I like how I just said her last name, Roca. Because we once, who was it? Someone once said like nude lipstick.
Our sister, Nicole.
Oh, yeah,
and her beauty tips, they are like Bible to us because she knows her shit.
But she said nude lips age you, and me, you, and Deanna are like, F that.
Fuck it.
We will always.
Guess I'm aging.
This is going in my casket before you burn it. Thank you.
Yep. Okay. Very good. I'll make sure to dab your cold dead lips with that in the casket.
And I want you to put the lip gloss in
your hand.
Because I'm going to need it in the afterlife with me.
Totally.
If I go into the afterlife without my nude lipstick and some mascara, honestly, like I will be so fucking pissed.
No, well, it's here. It's done. It's taken care of. Don't you worry. We got it. Literally. Okay, I want to share what I've been using because I'm obsessed. It's a different kind of a stick, but this stick has changed my freaking life.
What is this?
It's called Nerd Wax.
Can you bring it back? No, bring it forward.
It's
there you go. Oh, Michelle. I want to thank. I need to do something real quick.
What?
I need to thank Nerd Wax for being Nerd Wax because Michelle,
you were sick of just seeing my glasses in front of my eyes.
You guys, Michelle's glasses would ride so. Can you put them low so we can see what they're usually like? And you know
they would push my nostrils together. I would have difficulty breathing. I would have difficulty breathing.
Why would you even, Michelle?
Well, I didn't know about Nerd Wax.
Tell us more about Nerd Wax.
Nerd Wax, guys, as seen on Shark Tank, okay? This is called the original glasses wax. And the only thing I can really compare it to is like, it's a stick of wax. Remember the wax that we used to put on our brackets if they were like kind of bothering it?
Yes, in braces, but they came in like a little container and they came in rolls.
Yes. And they were like, you break off a piece, whatever. It's got that kind of feel. It's not like a slick wax. You almost chunk it off.
Kind of sticky.
On the nose pads of your glasses. And they stay where they're supposed to. I feel like a new fucking person. This is my favorite product of 2023.
Praise be, because honestly,
favorite product.
I can't tell you how often if we've been on Zoom, I don't know what kind
people would write in. Don't your glasses annoy you? Do they? Fuck you, asshole. I don't care. This is me. Okay. I come from a long line of glasses on the end of my nose.
Wait, listen, what I would do, and I don't know why, but I would hit myself in the head because I would almost feel like I'm looking in the mirror and I'd want to push my glasses up. Oh, look at how pretty you are.
I know. Thank you. I mean, I know it's crazy, but I feel amazing. I mean honestly, I'm going to go right now and get my hair cut and get some volume.
And honey highlights. Oh, are you putting it on right now?
Yeah, I just put it on.
And it doesn't bother you. It doesn't stick. It literally just helps keep your glasses in place.
Yeah. And every morning I kind of wipe off the residue and then put another smear on. What else you got? You
guys, I just want to, and I want to also give a show. Well, I don't have any other product, but I see here on our table.
I do.
You do. Whoa, wow, how hot. You're coming in hot with some, I'm dying to know about this because I have a friend, Maggie, who uses goat milk shampoo bars.
Okay.
So tell us what you are using.
So we have been. And
she swears by them.
Does she really? Okay, but why? What's the thing about goat milk that she loves?
No, just in general, like using the bar. Yeah, I think it gives her a lot of volume. It gives texture, not volume. Like texturizes her hair.
I feel like that I'm getting the same vibe. So like me, I have gotten to the point where I was standing in my shower and I was feeling like I was standing in a landfill. Just, 4 people sharing a single, like the bathroom upstairs, everybody's bottle of products. I felt like I was going in there to get clean, but I felt dirty. It was really bothering me. So we have started to kind of transition out, ditch some of the bottles and replace those things with bar-made products. And the next bar-made product that we have utilized is this Kitsch shampoo and conditioner bar. You guys have probably seen it.
I have never seen it.
Okay. Well, they make a whole bunch of products. I have cases.
I can swear by their pillowcases their satin silk pillowcases are to die for. I have one of their French clip, like, let me show it to you. This is a French clip. I mean, it's so tight. It's like a death grip. And so it's for a French, what is it called? A French updo? A French twist.
A French twist.
A French twist. Which shout out to our mom. June loved a good French twist.
Oh, love. We'd go and get those French twists.
But this brand is awesome. So what do you love?
People are raving.
So much?
So
what do you love?
I love, like the lather, first of all, the shampoo, like it's a little bit different to get used to. You're rubbing this bar like you would rub a bar of soap to use on your body, and you're getting yourself a good lather and you're putting it in your hair. Okay. I am feeling, so the shampoo it's called rice water shampoo. And we'll get to what they are saying the benefits of using rice water for hair growth might be. But as far as like the experience and what I'm feeling, loving the lather, loving the cleanliness of it, and also loving like when I get a fresh wash and let my hair dry or blow dry, no matter what, my hair on that first clean wash day is so like limp
silky.
And
it is
silky,
limp.
but it's like limp. There's no dirt in it. So it doesn't have like the body or like volume that I'm looking for. I'm not saying that I'm walking walking out with a Kitsch fresh wash and I'm looking like Lil Belinda over here because that's not what's happening. But there is a different sort of cleanness that I am liking because my hair does feel like it has something to it.
Okay.
But
I have a question.
Deal.
Go ahead.
No, what's up?
I have a question about the conditioner.
Yeah.
Does the conditioner give you that silky, like when you're washing your hair in the shower and you put your conditioner in and it starts to, you get like that silky sensation where it's like, or is it like that or is it not?
I would say that it's in that it's not a full like slick feel. I mean, for number one, you're not using a ton of product in your hair. You could, depending on how much you want to lather up. But I feel like because there is lesser of the product, it's doing its job and you're moving on. Something I'm also doing though while I'm doing it is I'm not doing it so much by the roots as I am conditioning more like by the base and ends of my hair. I didn't know that.
You should be doing that.
Maria, my daughter Maria, have you met her? Mia.
No, who's Maria?
Mia, Lil Belinda's daughter, Maria. She was like, you're doing it all wrong. And also as it's sitting on my little soap containers in my shower, like another thing, is it shrinking when the water hits it? No, it's like holding its shape. It's maintaining like it's, I don't know, just bar look.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of loving it. I've used it several times and both Mia and I are loving the results. Now, I will tell you this is what people are saying because there's articles that people are running to purchase this stuff because it's improving hair growth. There's amino acids present in these bars, which helps in the regeneration of hair, aid in faster growth of hair. Now, perimenopausal women, anybody out there noticing the texture of their hair changing, shedding a little bit more? I am. Lil Belinda isn't, but Michelle is. And so I'm like, yeah, I want to try this. People are saying they are noticing hair growth, strengthening. There's a protein in rice water that helps build strong and healthy muscles. Well, that is the same in rice water that is believed to improve the overall condition of hair.
Wow.
Smoothing damaged hair and then balancing your hair that needs moisture to stay healthy, to rebalance. You guys, I think it's worth a look if you are looking to switch out all of the garbage bottles in your shower and want to try something that's new and effective.
This would be a big try for me, and I'm willing to give it a try. I am. I've gone through different types of shampoo, from like the clean kind of shampoo to right now I'm not using anything clean. I'm just using a good, nice shampoo. And this might be the next one I get in on.
Well, and I think you won't also feel bad about the price point for trying. It's $26 for the bar of soap and conditioner.
For both of them.
Yeah.
You're paying like $26 for a small bottle of, and it's more plastic. And I'm so fucking tired of plastic.
More money for garbage. So there you have it.
All right. And I see that you went on to a little date at the table in Oak Brook. That's the Crate and Barrel show or store, correct?
Yes. It's the Crate and Barrel store.
Good.
Oh, you guys. I mean, I don't know where the table is around the country, but it's here in Oak Brook. And if you haven't gone for a lunch date or with a ladies who lunch, go, run, don't walk. The food there's something for everybody too. Like Ryan and I were going and celebrating his new job and we wanted to have something good. Yeah. And so I was like, look, you can get a burger or a chicken sandwich if you want, but I need to have something that doesn't make me feel like shit after I eat it. So we tried the edamame dumplings. Guys, sounds so random.
No, it's so good.
I could have eaten that as a meal. Okay.
Another place that has really good edamame dumplings that is right near there is True Food Kitchen. And theirs have a little bit of truffle in theirs, I believe. An edamame dumpling is legit.
Yeah, that was my first time. I always go towards like a pork dumpling or something. Incredible. But the true star of the show was my lunch. I got their version of is it called a Pokeball? Pokeball.
Well, I mean, people, poke. Yeah.
It was their version of a Pokeball. It's made with quinoa, chickpea salad. Okay, so that's like the base. There was an avocado mash, and then sporadic placement of watermelon, radish, parsley, and then I chose as my protein charred salmon.
That
I want it right
sounds
now. I might get it. I might get it for lunch today. I might get it for lunch
That sounds really, really good. I've eaten one time. Actually, you and I had drinks there at the table many moons ago.
Yes, we did.
And just so you guys know, none of these shout outs are sponsored. These are just shit that we love that we want to share.
And we have to share. We can't keep it to ourselves, even if we're not getting paid.
I love a good Pokeball. I've never had one like that before.
Oh my God,
so
Lauren,
you would trying that.
Honestly, Lauren, let's go have it next time you're in town,
All
means come to the Burbs.
Sign me up.
And now let's hear a word from our sponsor. Fun fact. Did you know that I actually hate filling my car up with gas?
I don't.
Seriously, you didn't know that?
No.
Oh my Lord. I'm a total avoider. I am the queen of running on empty. Running on empty. I actually have a friend who I share the same disdain with and we exchange photos of our gas gauges when they're on E.
Oh, that's an interesting text message. But Michelle, what is the point of your story?
That's right. My point. Okay. I don't think I had one. Oh, well, yeah, I did. All right. I will say, since we're on the topic of automobiles, I actually love going to our local neighborhood auto repair shop for all of my maintenance. Oil changes, digital inspections, the whole bit. The name of my spot is called Vapel Auto Repair, and it's right here in LaGrange Park. It's one of the most lovely, friendly, inviting places I have ever had my car serviced.
Wow. Well, Vapel Auto sounds like a dream come true, but I need you to tell me a bit more about this digital inspections you speak of.
I would love to. Digital inspections are super cool. This is where the mechanics take photos and videos of the areas specifically concerned within your vehicle so the customer can see exactly what's going on under the hood.
Okay, I appreciate this so much because I don't have a clue what's going on underneath there.
You and me both. Not only is Vapel Auto an independent, family-owned and operated auto repair shop, Vapel is a NAPA-approved auto care center. However, the part I love most about Vapel Auto is that you are actually invited to snuggle up in their cozy waiting room and sip on a hot beverage while you wait for your car's service to be completed. Doesn't that sound delightful? An auto shop that is cozy too?
Oh my God, Vapel Auto sounds like my kind of auto repair shop. Listener, if you are local or live near the west suburbs of Chicago and in need of a reputable mechanic that cares about your car and your cozy, mindful well-being, then schedule an appointment at vapelauto.com or call
708-352-8800.
And now, back to our cozy conversation. Michelle, we're going to do a lightning round.
Well, you're going to lead this lightning round today.
All right. Oh, you don't have that much going on? Perfect. Let me do it. Okay, you guys, reading, watching, listening to. We need a good segue music. So Daniel, our editor, if you've got something, pop it in there.
Like a lightning bolt, maybe like something burning in flames.
I mean, you know what, for October, maybe like a little thunder and lightning.
Oh.
We should probably get on that.
Daniel's heard it, so he's going to work on it.
Okay, so reading, watching, listening to. You guys, I am getting into the Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. It is so adorable. It's an easy read. This is not the type of read that I would usually get into. I think there's going to get some like rom-com involved there.
Oh.
But here's a summary. A warm and uplifting novel about an isolated witch whose opportunity to embrace a quirky new family and a new love changes the course of her life. And the characters are funny. They're witty. They're smartasses. There's some swearing. And so this is checking those little boxes for me. Last episode, I mentioned that our friend Elise Fox from Fox Family Den, she is hosting a book club for this book. Every month she does a book club. And one of our listeners just kind of coincidentally suggested this book. And then I saw that Elise is doing this book. So I figured, let you guys know, I'll probably hop in and watch it as well. October 26th at 8 p.m. CST. You can kind of go read the book and then get involved in a little book club as well. Now,
which we've done. We've been guests on her book club, and it was one of my most favorite things. And you know what? Let's invite ourselves back on for a book club. I love nothing more than talking about books.
That was a fun night. That was
really fun. Really fun.
Okay, so what else I'm reading? Michelle was over the other day, and we were talking about like the stages that Luna is getting into. She is close to just taking off on walking. Every day is more and more steps. She is a climber. She might climb mountains when she gets older. It's so fun to watch her because she is determined. And then, we're talking about like what kind of preschool and daycare if we decide to do that. And Michelle's brought up Montessori, and I had a whole book and it's titled Montessori Toddler. And it is a life-changing book. Honestly, not even just for people who have kids. If you are surrounded by kids, if you're an aunt with 1,000 little kids, or if you live in a world where there are kids, so that's every single one of us, it helps you change your perspective. The beginning of the book is all about perspective on and how society talks about toddlers and how people get huffy and puffy about toddlers because they're impulsive. They don't have a lot of control. They can be emotional. They can throw shit. They can yell. They can say no. They do all the things. But instead of looking at these little beings as being difficult, they teach you how to rewire the way you think about them. So for example, instead of at 2:00 in the morning, this happened just a couple nights ago, Luna must have had a dream. She woke up and was really upset. And sometimes I would get up and be like, oh boy, this could be a long one.
Well, and actually, especially you guys are she's sleeping through the night. So you get spoiled. You love it. You know?
So,
so you're like, when you could easily be like, motherfucker.
Yeah. I woke up and I did what they said. Instead of thinking about it like, counting the loss of sleep you're going to have, they said, think of it like in the middle of the night, you are lucky enough to have a little person who's going to want to cuddle up. And that's what she wanted. She just wanted to lay on mommy and fall back asleep. And then I put her down and went to bed. That shift in the mindset is so welcoming for me. I needed that shift sometimes. And it also is just such a great lesson for going out into the world and dealing with kids. So this was started, just so you guys know, I didn't know this. I think it's important to know that Montessori was started by a woman named Maria Montessori out in Italy. And I didn't realize this, but she started this Montessori type of teaching because she used to work in hospitals, asylums where kids were cognitively and developmentally delayed. Yeah, thank you. Other things too, like severe things. And her opportunity to work with them helped her understand children more and ways that we can be more accessible to their needs and how they learn at an early stage. It's really, really interesting. So then I'm getting into the part right now of how Montessori works. So,
this is a really great share. And yes. I love it.
If you it's a really beautiful read. It's highly recommended. I will link this shit. Thank you, Michelle, for bringing up Montessori to me the other day. It's helping change my life already.
Yeah, great.
Okay, so that's what I'm reading. Michelle and I, and then real quick, I'm listening to a wonderful podcast. It's out from the BBC, just because it's October, and if you want to get spooky with it and understand more about witch life, it's called Witch. Again, it's from the BBC, so it's like kind of more like heavy researchy and kind of understanding the different route that the witch has taken since conception and to where we are now. So they're going to go into like the witch trials, but also talk to everyday real life living witches like myself. It's a really, really well done podcast. I highly recommend it. Okay, that was the lightning bolt. Michelle and I are going to sit and talk for just a moment here because season 2 of Murdaugh Murders, A Southern Scandal, hit Netflix just a couple weeks ago, and holy shit is all I have to say.
Yeah,
oh my God. So if you guys recall, Alec Murdaugh is the patriarch. He is because his father has passed, of the Murdaugh family. They are like a high rolling legal family down in the low country. Basically, they were in charge of like anything going through the courts. They had a hand, and they were super powerful people. Well, he had been charged and he was found guilty of blowing away his son and wife. Now that was season 1. And it was really hard for me to wrap my head around the fact that a man would kill his own child and his wife. I struggled deeply with it. I was like, they must have just found one piece of, I don't know. And I trust the legal system, but it was hard in my heart to believe it. Well, let me tell you what, watch season 2. And now I understand why he's found guilty. And I also do believe 100% that he was the murderer.
He did it.
Dude.
Still trying to wrap my head around why, was he so, I can't understand. He did it. Okay. Like the talking to the housekeeper, the caregiver.
But what she's getting at is he was trying to get certain people in his life that saw him a day or days prior to the murder to get them to change their story a little bit. So instead of saying that he was for his alibi, specifically, he wanted his mother, who is sick with Alzheimer's, his her caregiver to lie to the investigators and say that Alec was at the house for 45 minutes instead of 20.
20, yeah.
And these people were really taken aback and they just couldn't lie for him, obviously. So they took the stand and admitted that and told the truth to the world that he was trying to conspire and get them to lie so that he would get off the hook. And it is mind blowing.
I really, really think that he thought, because I often ask myself, how are people either like so dumb or so desperate that they find themselves in these situations? You're talking, this is a smart, educated person who, you know, like
he's also a drug addict. He was so he was starting to get into a lot of trouble. He's laundering money. He's a total drug addict. So he was popping pills like they were fucking Tic Tacs. So he was starting. My theory here is this: he was getting so deep into his addiction and his money laundering, and and things were catching up to him. You know?
This was karma coming full circle,
but
like beyond.
He blew away his family members because if I do this, they're not going to pay attention to all the other wrongs we've done, because now they've got a murder case. Two prominent people were blown away in a horrific murder with a fucking shotgun. And so let's focus on that. And then maybe I can get off on the other things. And it did not pan out the way he had hoped. It was a hot ass mess. And if you are a true crime lover, I highly recommend watching it.
Yeah.
Michelle,
Especially if you've been following the story. This is like the closure that you need to I can close the chapter of this one now and throw the key away and be like, see you later, buddy. You're done. You did it. You're out of here.
So it's funny you say that, because there's this thing going around on TikTok right now called it's like how often we're asking men, how often do they think about the Roman Empire? And I don't really get it.
I don't get it either.
All they're saying is that the men are always thinking about Roman Empire because it was like the time when, I don't know, maybe men were doing some really cool shit. I don't, and whatever happened to the Roman Empire, I don't get it. But basically the similarity here is that for women is, what are we always thinking about that, like every day? Like, what do you think about? Like for some of us true crime watchers, it's maybe thinking about like, did Alec really kill his son and wife? And he did. My friend Katie and I were talking about her Roman Empire was Jean Bonnet. Like, what the fuck happened to Jean Bonnet Ramsey? So that's her
good question.
Roman Empire. I mean, I think it was the brother, but I probably can get sued for saying that. In any case, it doesn't matter. He's not going to know who I am. So we're good. So Murdaugh Murder, I did remember that Michelle and I did a whole true crime podcast on this situation. So I'm going to link that in the show notes. If you want to listen to understand more about what the hell and how we got here, that's going to be the one you listen to. Let me clear my throat. Oh my God, I just swallowed.
Your hair?
Yeah, it just went right down the throat. All right, that's what she said. So here we go. Listen, you guys, I have a lot of strong feelings about this next topic. So one of our hot topics today is phone call etiquette. They are saying like phone calls are out. Like you are not to be making phone calls. You're supposed to be texting. You can email. You can do all of the other things, but phone calls, at least if it's not for like your friend or if it's not an emergency, save it for a text. I disagree with this.
I struggle with this a little bit.
The article is titled "The New Phone Call Etiquette: Text First and Never Leave a Voicemail."
I agree with the voicemail. Anyone who's leaving a voicemail, get on your horse and buggy and get the hell out of it. You are so dated. You're going to wait for somebody. I have friends that are like, I left you a voicemail. You're probably never going to check it. I'm like, you're right, because send me the message in written form. But now that doesn't mean that I don't want to talk to you, because I do.
I like a good voicemail. Our Uncle Ben leaves somewhere between 1 to 3 minute long voicemails. And it is just one of my favorite things that he does because it's the longest voicemail ever.
This does not shock me.
How are you even keeping track of what you said 2 minutes ago?
I know. I would really struggle
with that. I love it. So I do love it, depending on who it's from. And I will say, I have voicemails from Mom from a long time ago that I have to really kind of get into a file and make sure I keep forever. But I do have two. So it is a good way to have someone's voice on record when you're feeling lonely or want to go into the sad states.
That is the only reason I thought a voicemail would be appropriate. Like, I think I would send my kids some messages just for them to have, just a catalog, like inspiring thoughts, keep this for when I cross the Rainbow Bridge. You can look back and be like, my mom really was trying to inspire me to be better and do more and try.
Here's her voice to prove it.
Yeah.
So here's a fun fact real quick, you guys. Phones have been around for 147 years.
That's crazy. That's not that long. But
it's also so long.
Is it really in the grand scheme of things?
I mean, kind of. Because iPhones have only been around for 16 years. Like that's not long.
That's a blip. That's a blip.
No,
that's insane.
That's insane. So here are some of my phone call etiquette. So basically they go down a list of things you shouldn't and should do when it comes to phone call etiquette. And one of them is, like we mentioned, don't leave voicemails. One of them is don't repeatedly call back if someone does not answer. Now
that's called spamming.
I am guilty of calling people over and over. If they don't answer and they don't answer on the first ring, I'll wait maybe a minute and I will call them right back. And that's me. And I do that to some of my nearest and dearest.
Me. That's how I know when you call me a second time, I'll be like, hang on, she's calling me again.
I don't know why you wouldn't answer the first time.
A million reasons, to be honest. I'm in the middle of something. I'm at a restaurant dining with somebody and that's rude. That's when you send a text and you say, hey, something really important's going on. I need to talk to you. And then I say, excuse me, I need to step away for a second and take this call.
You have a really good point.
Well, that was like when you texted me a couple nights ago and you were asking me about something for the pod and I need to change the receiving notice where it says red.
No,
and I didn't.
Please don't. Please don't change that.
No, I'm going to. I don't like it. I think it's an invasion of privacy. It's an invasion of privacy, and I don't like it because here's the deal. For me, I see my texts come through, and I look at them for a second, but I look and then I place down. At times, I don't even read them fully, and so that message being sent that I read it, well, that's a lie. Okay, that's a lie. I saw it.
Maury,
it should say
relax.
saw. It should say saw it. Saw it.
I completely agree with you. When people have their red notifications on, I'm like, yes.
I thought I turned it off.
It's still on.
That's so bad. That is so bad. I got to fix that.
My poor etiquette, not only do I harass people by calling numerous times, is that I don't get back to text messages right away. I just don't. It takes me, I'm like you. Well, you and I text back and forth quickly, but like sometimes I'll get a wonderful text message come in and I won't respond for days. Sometimes I get to a week and I'm like, but I know I have to and I want to. It's the effort, but I think I need to start changing my ways there. Something that I love doing that I think more people should start doing are voice memos.
Yeah.
So like I love a voice text message. I love dropping a text message and wishing someone a happy birthday and just in my voice so they can hear it and, they can hear my expression. Cause sometimes, like they said in this article, emotions are for a phone call and facts are for a text.
Love that.
Okay. And I think it's so true because sometimes you get a text from someone and you're like, what the fuck?
Or you're like, what the
rude.
Yeah. And that also sometimes could just be the person on the receiving end's perception of that instead of the actual meaning from the person on the other end. Like
exactly.
There's a whole lot of misconstrued, messages in the written form.
Now, Michelle, I want to go over what's not cozy. And this is one of my biggest pet peeves in all of the land. Talking on FaceTime or even speaker in the out open, especially like in a store, a coffee shop. Why are you and Joe having a conversation about who the fuck knows what?
Do you want me to tell you?
You're walking around a store showing them things they're shopping for. How about this? Do your FaceTime, but put some ear pods in. It blows my mind. It's
ignoramus.
And they're cutting in and out and I can't hear you. What'd you say? I'm like, why can't you hear them? All of us can.
I have been in yoga classrooms.
Okay, what are you talking about?
I've been in studios before the quiet time, before a yoga practice is going to start, and people speaking on speakerphone having a conversation. Rude, ignorant. I wanted to scream that, but we were in yoga and I had to be coming from a place of non-judgment. Have you ever been on the Metra, the BNSF heading out west from the city?
That's the Burlington Northern Santa Fe.
That's correct. And let me tell you something. There are some rude ass motherfuckers on that thing. And I am glad that I don't need to be surrounded by that anymore, because there is nothing cozier than coming off, the 5 o'clock whistle blowing and you just wanting to have some downtime on the train and the person sitting next to you blasting off.
I don't get it.
It's rude.
Okay, so I've
rude.
I've been doing a ton of reading. Actually, I do kind of get it, because this is what I've learned. So as we know, like post-COVID era, people are like acting like complete assholes on planes, in cars, in public. People are acting very entitled, it's my way or no way, short-tempered. And so things like this, things like not respecting other people within this space, when we were holed up, we were like, we talked about at the beginning of the episode, we were like all under a lot of stress, anxiety. There was a lot of conflict between people and friends and family based on what you want to do and what I want to do regarding this pandemic and whatnot. And then when we got let out, it was like everything, we got let out of cages basically, and it was a free for all. So our
skill sets and navigating,
yes, and also like our decency among one another and our politeness,
stripped away.
Everything kind of just fucking went away. Now I do blame, and I blame one person.
I do too. Can we say it together?
His name is Donald
Trump. That's the only time you'll ever hear us say his name, because we need to blame him. Otherwise, we're not going to talk about it.
There is a blame here, because he gave this weird fucked up permission to be an asshole.
A license to be a dick. Yes. Because he is.
Exactly. So I feel like we were all holed up during that time, and some people, we got let out. And that's why I think like there's no social construct. There's no social skills. Not that there's none, but, and then it goes far beyond that. So I'm not even going to go into that, because we are cozy here. But I think that is why we just have this sense, not all of us, but there's this sense of entitlement and sense of just like, I can do whatever the fuck I want.
I can say whatever I want.
If you don't like me having a phone call with my mate about what we did 2 nights ago out in the open, then that's your problem. And it really, actually, I feel like we are at a time where that's the truth. If we don't like something that someone else is doing, it is our problem. And we have to be the ones to navigate our own bullshit. Because what are you going to do? Get in a fight with someone, yell at them, get off your phone? No. You have to go to the underwear department, get out of the department you're in, go somewhere else, come back later, take some deep breaths and control it. Or else we're all going to be riding high on bullshit.
Get on the Instagram handle, go find Yogi Brian, breathe, relax your butthole, breathe through the nonsense.
It's
and
true.
Just because there is, some people are teachable. Okay. I do believe that there are coachable folks out in the world that still exist today that have gone off the rails a little bit, but there's a tiny little baby shred of self-awareness that does exist in their body, where lessons, not where we're teaching, hey, you're super rude for doing that. But I think that if we can lead by example in certain instances and maintain a sense of calm and control in those moments, I hope, I pray that this will be a domino effect, and people will embrace sort of having some consideration once again for the world around them. And you're shaking your head no.
That's because I feel like it's a big ask, and there's some lost ones out there that it's just too far gone.
They're not in this category.
Okay, got it. The lost one. Okay. But I want to end with this on a high note, because I watched a TikTok, and this TikTok was like, stop scrolling. If you're the type that's easily annoyed by other people's behaviors on what you would have done instead of what they're doing. And I'm like, okay, that's me. That is me. I get triggered by like, if someone does something, I'm like, why would you do it like that? This is like out in the open public people. People I don't fucking know. Not like close people that I can have a conversation with. And she's like, and she helped me, because I've been thinking about it, and I implement a lot of the tools that she taught. And she's like, basically, if you can realize that you're just annoyed because you would have done it a different way and then throw that out the window, replace it with, this is just how they're living their life. And you can't be disrupted or you can't have conflict because of how they're doing their decision making, whether it's blowing a red light, not helping an old lady open a door before
talking
her,
loud on a train,
whatever it might be. And if you can just take it in, breathe it out, and literally let it go and say to yourself, okay, I would have done it differently, and that's okay. And that is what it's kind of my mantra. I would have done that differently, but that's okay. It helps take the blood pressure down.
Yeah, mine just went down listening to this because it was spiked a second ago.
That's not what I would do, but that's okay. And that's
Love
that.
it.
So instead of ruminating on it and being like, oh my God, this person did that, blah, 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 it's just, that's okay.
It's
nice?
kind of reminiscent to the Mel Robbins let them theory. I'm not going to go into the whole deeps, but she kind of talks about that. Yeah. Did we talk about that on here?
We tried to, and I don't know if we got to it.
Yeah, but it's kind of like this let them. Like if Joe Schmo wants to.
Well, actually, what you said was so funny. You said, if they want to smoke crank, let them.
Let them, like, and you were like, I don't really like that. And you can apply this to your child. If your child doesn't want to ask somebody to a dance, or maybe they want to go and do this at the aftermath. Well, it's not yours. It's theirs. It's their journey. Let them. Yeah. If that person wants to be a righteous asshole and light a fire in his path, as long as no one's really getting hurt and we're all safe and okay, you know what? Breathe it in and out. Just let them.
It's not what I would do, and that's okay.
It's not what I would do, and that's okay.
It's such a TikTok.
Love.
Free
Do you think
therapy.
they'll ever come out with a new platform called Titty Talk? I feel like
what do you think that would be about?
I don't know. I think maybe Kanye might start it, but I'm obsessed with them and their madness.
I can't. I'm not. Okay, as we wrap things up, Michelle. Oh, actually, I want to give a shout out to our friend and listener and super loyal Cozy Convo listener, Devin Deldegan-Wiesenin. I went to her birthday the other day, and she gifted our candles as go away gifts to her party guests. And she had each set, she had each scent lined up, and in one candle underneath like an encasement. So you I don't know what they're called, like the little glass
like a hurricane almost.
And you would lift up the thing and take a whiff, and whichever one spoke to you is what you took home. And I just want to say, for the people like Devin and so many of you guys out there that support our small business, like you're helping us buy our groceries, we're paying bills. It means so much to us. Mm-hmm. And just seeing our candles displayed in that way at a birthday party, where people who have never heard of the Sister Project before were talking about which candle are they going to get, Harvest or Hygge. They're super conflicted on which smell to go with. So I was like, get the Harvest. It's harvest time.
Yes, well, we're very particular about our seasonal scent being burned in the proper month.
It was just awesome.
That's
so
awesome.
Thank you, Devin, for supporting our small biz. And I hope all of your party guests are thoroughly enjoying their Cozy AF candle. Which to buy one for yourself, you guys, link is always in the show notes. All right, Michelle, what are you doing for mindful, cozy wellness?
A couple of things. I'm trying to choose. I mentioned last week that I've been cooking with William.
Yes.
But it's gone beyond that. I mean, we're baking now. Okay. So we've moved into baking. We've baked bread. We've made baked banana or pumpkin bread.
Like a quick bread.
A quick bread.
Yeah.
Last night he was like, I picked him up from school and I'm like, I needed to run him to the bank. He wanted to go deposit some of his money. And then I was like, so what's next? And he goes, you know what I want to do? And I'm like, just say it, whatever it is. The answer is yes. And he goes, I want to bake chocolate chip cookies, but I want to bake the ones with the recipe on the back of the Toll House.
So from scratch.
So
he's so Hygge.
He loves the burr months so much. He loves the changing seasons, and he is embracing the shift in the culinary delights as the weather and temps
he's baking
change.
Cooking seasonally.
Yes, like he likes the baking, he likes the soups, like he's ready for the change. And there is nothing more cozy and more mindful and more like well-being enhancing than spending that kind of quality time with your kid.
I love it. And I love him for just kind of unapologetically like getting into this kind of shit and super, super interested on how to bake new things and from scratch. I mean, he can easily get some frozen dough, but nope.
No. And he did. He was like, these taste good. He's like, but let's not do that. But like, I also want to say this and like, shout out to his culinary class in high school, which is where I think this is really kind of triggered this interest. But after we're done baking, he's cleaning every pot and pan. And the first time I saw it, I was shocked. And he said, after he was done, he goes, they're all done. And he goes, you know where I learned that? And he goes, cooking class. And I was like, in a better old man. So yeah. Cozy, clean kitchen, cozy AF.
Listen, I cannot go to bed if there are if there are dirty dishes in the sink. I can't do it.
Not even one?
I can't do maybe a bottle. I cannot do it. It's a thing. And I've tried to release control of it, but that's something I want to wake up to clean.
There's nothing cozy about walking up to a dirty dish.
Waking up and being like, I've got to clean the dishes. What the fuck?
That would put me into a downward spiral.
And no judgment.
And an angry space.
I cannot do it. I'll have other dirty things. Okay. My thing that I've been doing that I am worshipping.
Whoa.
It's a game changer.
What?
It is. I'm doing my workout, which is yoga. Someone asked me the other day on Instagram, what is this yoga that you're doing? I'm just doing movement. Like I'm not kicking my ass. Sometimes it's lighter yoga. Sometimes it's a power yoga, but in the evening after I put the baby down, because now I'm eating with her. So when she's eating, I'm eating. So we're eating earlier.
I think that's a really good also habit to start.
Oh my God, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel strong. I feel in the morning, it's a little harder for me to like wake up at the crack of dawn and like do a yoga practice. It sounds nice, but whatever. But at night when it's dark and she is sleeping, Anthony's writing, he's working on stuff. My day's done. And now I'm just getting my yoga in. And then I did a 10-minute Shavasana.
Yeah,
what the fuck?
That sounds like orgasmic.
It is orgasmic. And all the lights are off. The only light I have is my lit up Himalayan salt lamp. And it is the best experience ever.
Yeah, sounds like it. Lovely.
All right, you guys, there we have it. Oh, God. Wow. That was a good one. That was a lot of energy. Listen, you guys, it is October. And we want you to embrace this month to the fullest degree. What that looks like to you might look different than that looks like to us. I don't care. But we want you to get into October, get your spooky on, take walks outside, go take a sniff in the morning, step outside and just take a big, fresh
sniff, not the other thing. And can I just piggyback off of that?
Yes.
Because I want to inspire folks and I want to inspire myself to take these next months, the month of October, the changing seasons, take it 1 minute.
Thank you. Thank you.
Slow it down and really hone into it. These are the months that they nurture all of the senses, the smell, the sign, the visual, everything. Just embrace it and slow down and stay cozy, friends. This episode of Cozy Conversations is brought to you by Closest Closet, an online and retail store in LaGrange, Illinois, whose mission is to extend the life of existing fashion, reduce the amount of clothing in landfills, and turn consumers into activists.
Currently, 70 million trees are cut down each year for clothing. And get this, one full garbage truck full of textiles is being dumped in the ocean every second.
These statistics are jarring. But the good news is, Closest Closet's mission is to reduce fashion waste. And when you become a member, you too are making a huge difference in the well-being of our planet.
Now, for just $20 a month, members can turn their gently used, unwanted clothing into credits to shop for free online and in store. With thousands of options to choose from, Closest Closet is overflowing with high-quality used threads.
The best part? When you are ready to revamp the wardrobe, bring items back in good condition and swap them out for something new to you. Non-members can shop at highly discounted prices, and local folks in need are encouraged to shop for free.
When you become a member at Closest Closet, you are choosing to take action.
So check out the Closest Closet at closestcloset.com and use code SISTERPROJECTMONTH and get your first month's membership for just $1. Then tonight, sleep easy, knowing you've made a commitment to sustainable fashion.
And thank you for giving a damn, because you should. Thank you for joining us for today's cozy conversation. For more of The Sister Project, check us out on Instagram at @thesisterproj and our website, www.thesisterprojectblog.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast and maybe even drop us a review. Until next time, stay cozy.